Alvin Bragg. You guys remember him? It's been a minute since we dropped by our boy.
Whoever has this job, are they going to convict Donald Trump?
Look, that is the number one issue. I'm the candidate in the race who has the experience with Donald Trump. We sued the Trump administration over 100 times.
I sued Trump over 100 times and brought a case against the Trump Foundation,
holding Trump accountable for the Trump Foundation. I do have a lot of experience with the former president. I led the New York State Attorney General's work and investigation and successful litigation against him and his family for their misconduct with the Trump Foundation. And also we had a number of litigations, more than 100 involving the Trump administration, Trump Foundation, more than 100 times at Trump administration. Being a rich old white man has allowed you to evade accountability in Manhattan. That includes Trump and his children. Trump over 20 years. And so I'm inclined to believe all I see in the public domain and know that there's and believe that there's a path forward there to make a case.
I wonder how basing his entire tenure in office on getting Trump has been working for him. Here's a post from today, actually. Let's see what... You should be ashamed of yourself, Alvin Bragg. Every NYPD officer hates your guts. You make NYPD jobs impossible. The NYPD does a great job of arresting violent criminals. To just have you release them with no consequences. Alvin Bragg should be incarcerated for crimes against humanity. Oh wow, another post from today. Look at that. You need Doge. You can't be trusted with a box of crayons. Isn't there a Trump you should be ticketing for jaywalking? Okay, all right. So he's not super popular, but he is running for re-election this June in Manhattan.
Hi, this is Alvin Bragg. I'm the Manhattan District Attorney, and I'm up for re-election in June. I have a significant fundraising deadline coming up at the end of the month, and I need your help. As you may know, I'm up against well-funded, powerful critics who want to stop us. I need to keep doing the work to make Manhattan safer and to make our system fairer. In order to do that, I need your help. The fundraising deadline is the end of this month, February 28th. Please support me. Thanks so much.
Hey guys, make sure you go and donate, okay? Help keep Manhattan woke. And because he's not the only one running, he's got some serious contenders right now, especially given some of his policy decisions as Manhattan's DA.
Manhattan's new district attorney is making some big changes to what crimes will be prosecuted. The DA's office wants to avoid prison sentences and emphasize rehabilitation rather than punishment, though this is not without controversy. Paul Gerke live in New York City to explain the DA's thought process, and there are a lot of people, including the police union, who are saying this is one big mistake.
And how those policy decisions have turned out for New York.
Well, retail thefts here in the city are skyrocketing. We've all seen the videos of brazen cases of apparent shoplifting over and over and over again. And sometimes it's violent. The city's latest figure shows a 44% rise in shoplifting across the 5 boroughs in just the past year. And retailers say the dramatic increase is having a negative impact on business and the quality of lives of New Yorkers.
In fact, it got so bad, Eric Adams, of all people, had to step in.
People who are chronically participating in shoplifting, you can't have 575 people arrested for shoplifting, arrested 7,600 times in the city in the revolving door system. We're not getting the help that we need if we don't get the help we need from our lawmakers. NYPD is one portion of the criminal justice apparatus. Our numbers are up in arrests and apprehension. Our numbers are up in summons enforcement. Our numbers are up in doing our job. Everyone must be part of this. The days of the NYPD alone being charged with making sure quality of life and public safety is done, those days should be over.
And here's the thing, man, New Yorkers aren't happy.
Police say there were 12 shootings over the weekend in the 5 boroughs. Sadly, 7 people lost their lives, and that is not including the 3 shootings that took place early this morning here in Manhattan.
Not including the 3 shootings that took place early this morning here in Manhattan.
New Yorkers we talked with today say the city should be focusing on those people who are pulling the trigger.
This wild heist you're watching happened about a week ago in the Bronx's Rocco's Jewelry, all in broad daylight and in a very busy area.
We were impacted with Rocco's Jewelry robbery this past weekend. It was crazy to see how somebody can do something in 30 seconds.
City store owners tell us they're outraged that more isn't being done to crack down on what they say is an explosion in major crime, up some 35% this year.
Enough is enough. Law and order. That's what we need. It's on the books, law and order. Let's just enforce it.
It has become abundantly clear that not only do we need to address bail reform on the state level, but we need to let the NYPD do their job.
And see, the thing is, Alvin Bragg's primary challenger actually wants to address a lot of these things.
I'm Manhattanites and all New Yorkers. I'm Patrick Timmins. I'm running for Manhattan District Attorney. I'm inside a pharmacy in the Upper West Side. I can't get the products here. It's locked. Under my administration, it'll be open like we used to have, so we can go shopping. Alvin Bragg does not prosecute shoplifting of less than $1,000. It's a shame. It will stop.
Imagine being so bad at your job that this is all your competitor has to say.
Under my administration, it'll be open like we used to have, so we can go shopping.
I will say, though, something really cool about his platform is while he's really strong on actually prosecuting crime, he's also big on pursuing expungement and following through on that for people that actually did their time. The media isn't putting out any polls, and the mainstream media keeps telling us everybody loves the way he's going after Trump, but I'm seeing something different.
I think the DA should probably focus more on local crime. We live up on the Upper East Side, so I think crime around the streets is probably more of a problem than prosecuting Trump right now.
Do you think maybe he should spend more time here taking care of what's going on in his city?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely, the places that are the most popular, like Grand Central, Penn Station, the commuter places definitely need to be cleaned up more, and they need to focus on those places, yeah.
Do you think it has anything to do, too, with not prosecuting people for crimes?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. And I mean,
most definitely.
In targeting Daniel Penny, someone who was protecting people on the subway, definitely didn't get him any brownie points.
What in you caused you to want to get involved?
I mean, I'm not a confrontational person. I don't really extend myself. I think this type of thing is very uncomfortable. All this attention and limelight is very uncomfortable. And I would prefer without it. I didn't want any type of attention or praise, and I still don't. Mm-hmm. The guilt I would have felt if someone did get hurt, if he did do what he was threatening to do, would never be able to live with myself. And I'll take $1 million.
Yeah, that move is not going to be winning him any favors. And if all this wasn't enough, we've still got the Republican contender in the general election.
I'm pleased to say that joining us now is Maud Marin, a former public defender and member of a local school council. She's also challenging Alvin Bragg for Manhattan DA.
Alvin Bragg needs to prosecute criminals, whether they are migrants, whether they are any single person who's committing a crime in this city.
But he's not, which is why you're prepared to take him on.
Yes. The reality is New Yorkers want change. We want a safer city. We want a cleaner city. We want a better functioning city. And right now, we know that New Yorkers are not satisfied with the leadership of this city.
So right now, Bragg is under fire from all angles, and we'll see whether he's able to thread the needle and make it out in one piece, but you guys know what outcome I'm rooting for over here. How about you guys? Two-sided question. What you think's gonna happen, what you want to happen. Do you guys want a tough-on-crime DA that's gonna clean things up more than Adams and ICE have already done this year under the Trump administration? Or do you think these Manhattanites should eat a little more knuckle sandwich before the pain is over? I mean, they made that bed over and over and over again. Hey, y'all, do me a favor with the like and subscribe and share. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. You rock, and I'll see you on the next one.